Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to see pandas. In the previous video, I covered some major topics of pandas. I've covered like up to data transformation, and these are the topics I covered in the previous video. If you haven't watched the video, kindly watch it so that you'll have a understanding how to proceed with pandas in the upcoming topics I'm going to cover in this video. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so I'll have some go through the previous topics. So first, we have to install and import pandas. This is how we have to do installation. People install pandas and import pandas as PD. So this import, this import has to be followed in every time if you are using pandas. You have to start with import. If there is any update of pandas, at the time you can able to install it. Or else, if you are newly installing it, working on the Jupyter Notebook or a Google Colab, at the time you can do installation. So other than that, no need for doing installation every time. Okay. Then the data structures. We do have two data structures in Pandas. One is a series and one is data frame. So yeah, I've covered the same example with the explanation. Kindly go through it. And this is how we have to import CSV and Excel file. And then we have to, if you want after doing the data analytics, data cleaning, data transformation, after doing everything. So if you want to save the file, this is the format you have to. This is a syntax you have to follow to save the file in Excel or in CSV. Okay, scoring part, info, describe, types. So then indexing, selecting, how to do indexing and selecting. So if you are going with the indexing, you have to do iLog and based on the column, selected columns, we can go for indexing. Or else, for entirely for all the all the columns in the table, you can go simply iLog and mention index number and location. So likewise, you have to go through the data cleaning. Data cleaning, we have major steps to follow. For the simple understanding, I have gone to some basic, renaming or deleting, like do drop. And, so these are simple data cleaning process. Okay, so so like some NaN values should be there in the table usually. Null will be there, so I have to check whether there is a null or NaN value. So you can able to replace it or you can able to remove it. So it's based on your wish. Not your wish, like based on the condition or requirement. So you can follow it. And then we can use shape to see the current status of the table, current shape of the table. Drop down. So yeah, data transformation. In data transformation, what we'll do will be adding some extra columns based on the conditions of the previous column, or else you can create new column which is not depending on the previous entries. For example, if you want to add dates, loaded at what time it is updated, at what time it is created and modified. So based on that, you can able to modify it. You can able to do transformation. For understanding purposes, I use the same column. Use the area here. The +5, I created another column. Then +15. So various ways to add data to the existing columns. So this is how we have to proceed with lambda. Okay. So in the upcoming videos, I'll try to cover some important topics in data cleaning, data transformation, everything. Okay. And then, so if you are proceeding with selection of condition for giving air conditioning, which is yes in the this is a house related data. Here we do have the conditions like we have houses with air conditioning and without air conditioning. Okay, so how many air conditioning were there? How many water heating were there? 1795. Don't know the count about the table. Yeah, I can able to proceed with this syntax. Okay. Now in this video, we're going to cover with aggregation and grouping. So these are the topics we're going to cover. This real world example I'll cover in the next video with project will be covering all the topics. So some real world example will be there, so that you'll have an understanding in a single video itself, like how to proceed with the end-to-end project, everything. Okay. Okay. Now we'll start with aggregation. What I'll do, aggregation is all about, for example, if you have a table, so if you have entries, first I will show the table first. This is a table. Aggregation is all about if you're doing some multiplication division. So you want to proceed with this, for example, mentioning furnished, how many furnished, how many furnished were there, or how many parkings were there in the furnished houses. So based on that, you can able to do aggregation. Okay. For reference, I mentioned the data frame. Okay. What I'll do, first I'll start with the grouping. Okay. So okay, I'll yeah, we have 12 columns. Now what I'll do, I'll go with the aggregation first. So I want to have an idea about it. For example, if you are mentioning two columns, what I told before, we have to mention two square brackets. Dot sum. See, total sum, total price and total area. For example, if you want to mention the furnishing area, sorry. Yeah. So this is how we have to proceed with aggregation. Here I've selected some columns here. Sometimes you want to group. So I've already mentioned this furnishing status, right? This has to be followed with grouping. So we have to group with the furnished house and we have to group with the semi-furnished house. Okay, what I'll do? Yeah. So after selecting it, yeah, we have to group with the furnishing status, right? So I'll select the group create dot group by yeah. You have to select the furnishing status dot. Sorry, I'm not supposed to mention dot here because we wanna call. So this group by we have a syntax. First, what we'll do, we have to mention the data frame dot group by following the column which we have to do the grouping. So we have to mention that in the bracket. After that, we have to mention a column where this grouping has to be implemented. For example, here the furnished has to be grouped based on based on this column grouping. So the things which are need to be reflected in the other column, that column has to be mentioned here. Okay, I'll take a price here. Dot e. After that, you have to mention the group. See, so this is how the grouping will look like. For example, if you want perform, I have mentioned the mean here. For example, you want to mention mean, max, mean, everything one after other. So in that case, we have to follow this way. I'll take this one. Not up to this. Then dot aggregate. This is a short form AGG. Yeah, this is how you have to mention the aggregate, followed by. So what we are going to do? So we are going to mention the price. So we'll be following with a dictionary type. So what I'll do? I'll mention the price, and then the aggregation functions. What are the functions I need to have? I already mentioned mean. I want max. And I want minimum. For a change here, we can go for some also. See, this is how we're gonna use the aggregation function. Okay, I hope you're clear with this topic. Okay, try to work on multiple ways on how to perform this aggregation and grouping. Okay, now we'll get into mixing and concatenation. Okay, at first I will start with defining a data frame. Okay, we do have already a data frame DF, but for understanding, for explanation purpose, I'll do some um, different data frame, but based on the data which are currently here. Okay, okay. In this table, I'm going to take DF1, PD dot data frame. Every time I have to mention with the dictionary. Why? Because only then we can able to create a data frame. Okay. I'm going to select the price here. Then I have to mention square bracket. Mention the increase here. So price is integer, right? Followed by then furnishing status. Okay. Now we have created a data frame one. Now we have to create data frame two. What I'll do, I'll create some other entries, but which won't match with the previous status. Okay. I'll take this one. Then this one. We have one furnished. Yeah, but first. Now it's good to go. Yeah. At first, I'll start with the concatenation. So after that, we bring and join. Okay. Why? Because at first the concatenate is easy to understand. Then if you're proceeding with merging and joining, you'll have a better understanding. Okay. So concatenate. Okay. What I'll do, df concat pd dot concat, in which we have to mention the square bracket like df1, df2. That's it. So this is syntax. We have to mention the PD followed by concat. And then in the open curly bracket, we have to mention the square bracket, the data frame names, which need to be concatenated. So this is how we have to do concatenate. Okay. For example, see, we can able to see the difference here. Like we start with 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1. Because here it is 0, 1 for this data frame. For this 0, 1. Okay. But for the output purpose, we need to start with the 0 and end with the following numbers. Okay. In that case, what we are going to do, we're going to mention the axis, right? Axis equal to 0. Because if you're mentioning 1, it will be depend on the what to say column. Okay, if you mention 0, it is row wise. Here, at first for df1 we have 2 rows, so now it increases with the 3 and 4. Okay, so it is increasing based on row wise. So the axis is 0. If you're mentioning 1, what it will happen? So this one will be there, 1 and 2, 0 and 1 will be there. This entries will be mentioned in this way. Okay, it will be mentioned here. Okay, to avoid that, I'm mentioning 0. After this, ignore index. That's it. See, 0, 1, 2, 3, same index. For example, if I'm mentioning this as 1, see, we in this way. That's it. I hope you're clear with this concatenated example. Okay, next we'll go with merge. Using that, yeah, merge. I will go with merge. PD dot merge. Before that, what I'll do, I'll create another data frame. So that we'll have a difference here. Okay, I'll take system will take air conditioning. I'll first copy paste this one. This automation. For one, okay. For a change, I'll mention this too. I mention data from 3. That's it. Okay. Now what I want to do is I have to mention data frame 1, data frame 3, and then yeah, this merging has to be applied based on the price. Why? Because the common thing which both the data frames have is price. DF3 have price and DF1 also have price. So this thing has changed, right? The furnishing status and air conditioning is different. So I'm gonna select this with price on price. Yeah. After mentioning this, okay, I'm gonna mention out. Here the merging will have in what I'm going to mention here is based on the inner join. Like the join, we have a different thing. Like yeah, comparing with merge, we have a join also, but for the merging purpose, we'll be mentioning inner join. Okay, based on the thing which are common in the both the data frames. Okay, it's sorry. Okay, see the common thing. Wait a minute, I'll show the output also. Yeah, here this one is DF1, right? Here 1225. This 122. Yeah, 15. This 15 is a common. So those entries alone mentioned here. Okay. I hope you're clear with this example. Yeah, we have yeah. What I'll do, I'll select with some other tables. So some other data set like DF1. Then yeah. Now I'll use the data frame 1 and 2 for explanation of joint. Okay, data frame. For using this, actually, so yes, okay. What I'll do for the merging. So merging is all will be used as the thing which we are following in the SQL, right? In the SQL, we have join, inner join, left join, outer join, right join. So these are the joins will be used in SQL. So same thing will be, used here in Pandas also. So, but it is applied only based on the merge. We're using merge as we mentioned inner here, like this is called as inner join. we're mentioning outer, so outer join, left join, right join. So likewise, we are able to perform the join operation in the pandas itself. Okay. Now we'll see that with the example here. What I'll do, yeah, I'll take this as an example. Now I'm gonna mention with the inner join. So only mention the inner join, right? I'll go with the outer join. Now we're going to mention with the syntax pd dot match df1 df2 on price. Then how? In the how we have to mention outer. See, outer gen, like full outer gen, right? So everything, all the information will be provided here. People haven't know about joins. Kindly refer the video which is pinned in the description as well as in the video. iPad. Okay, there you can able to see the SQL joins. So based on that, you can have a clear understanding of what is join, how it is useful, what are the types of joins which are used in SQL majorly. So after that, if you are watching this video, you'll have a clear understanding what is join. Okay. For left outer join, all the entries which are in the both the table will be shown. The inner join, the things which are common in both the tables will be shown. Okay. Now I'll take this left join. See the table which are in the left will be shown. Okay. Here the left is all about DF1. This one is the left, right? So these entries will be shown. Furnished and semi-furnished, 12205, 1221. Okay. Now right join. So this is how left join, like all the joins will be performed using match. Okay, I hope you clear this example. Let's learn about join. So we do have a join here, but there are difference between merge and join here is like here the same column. Like you will be mentioning with the price, right? So it is both. I mean, it is the same. I mean, common column between both the tables. That thing we will be mentioning here. But while using on join, this thing like the tables which we don't have any common columns will be used here. Okay. What we'll do, so we'll be joining both the table D1, so DF1 and DF2 will be joining, but the common columns won't be considered. Okay. So that what I'll do, I'll create another data field with these data. So what I'll do, need to change the column name, right? I'll mention price 1, price 2. After this, I'll remove this and I'll mention index. Need an index, right? Index has to be common. See, here I mentioned the column name. Okay, this thing like has to be different for both the data set, but the index is part of the syntax. Okay, so we can mention 1 and 2. So if it is common, it will be shown. Okay, and 2. This okay, this inside the curly brace, right? It has to be outside. after this extra square bracket. Okay. Now if you're mentioning join, df1 join df2. So this is how join operation will be performed in Pandas. Okay. Try to have in mind that merge is the only option, like you can able to perform the joins in, I mean actual joins which we use in SQL, right? That thing will be performed using this merge option. Okay, if you are using join is totally different. Join is not an actual join which we use in SQL. Okay, try to remember that in mind. Okay, while working in Pandas. Okay, I hope you clear these examples for merging, joining, and concatenate. Then now get into sorting and ranking. Okay, in sorting and ranking, what we'll do the sorting based on the column. Whether it is ascending or descending. I'll take a df here. Df dot sort values. I have to mention the column name here. For that, I will show the table. So by by based on the price. Okay, in ascending. See here, change you can able to see, right? Start with 1225, here 182. So this is how we'll be doing the sorting here. And if you want to perform for two different columns, for example, for this column you have to perform the ascending, and in this column you have to perform descending. That thing will perform an area here. Okay. Ascending is true. So this will be followed with ascending order, and area will be followed with the descending because I mentioned ascending as well. So it will follow with descending. See, this is how. Okay. That's it. So now, yeah, sort index, we have another option here. Df equal to df for sort index because the index is not sorted here, right? But I know you mentioned df dot sort index. It's sorted with index. Okay. For example, yeah, we have other option. We can able to mention the access here. Like if you're mentioning access one, it is based on the column, it will be sorted. It is not mandatory, but yeah, for understanding purpose, I mentioned this. Okay. We have a ranking also. And what I'll do, df what this ranking will be performed in the column, right? So df for we mention the column name dot rank. See price. Here it start with min. This is a maximum rank. 1225 is the maximum. 244. Start with one. One is the bottom one. Okay. So this is how the ranking will be performed. We have other ranking also as we work on SQL. I mean, like I've already cleared. I mean, already explained about what is ranking. Yeah. So we have other options also while working on ranking. We have dense ranking. Yeah. Here you can able to see 1, 2, 3. So we do have 243, 244, 244. Okay. For example, why we have two double four pi? I mean, point 0.5. We have two times. Why? Because we have two different. Sorry, two same prices before. So if it is same price, we have same rank here. What if we need to have the ranking? The first entry, like what is the first entry? It has to be with the two. The next one has to be one. Okay. Sorry. So if it is a yeah 2,225. So if it is a 244.5, then next thing has to be 245. Okay. Next rank has to be there. In that way, if you're working on it, then you have to mention with the dense rank. We have other option. Okay, if I mention dense rank, but I'm will show with an example. Df dot, I'll take this one. Mention method. See here. Okay, yeah. So this is how we'll be performing rank and denser. Okay. We have other options also, like we can mention minimum and maximum, so etc. etc. Okay. So try to use with the dense rank and this ranking with the different data so that you'll have an understanding when to use which type of ranking. Okay. I hope you are clear with this example. Okay. Now let's get into visualization part. In visualization part, what we'll do, here we are using Pandas, right? For the visualization, we'll be using Matplotlib. So that is a visualization package we'll be using naturally. For that, same thing which we followed in the Pandas, import. But import Matplotlib, arrays name, PLT. Okay. That's it. We have the columns. Okay. Now what we are going to do here is I'm going to mention the column name. I'll use this one. Then value count. Why? Because the status, like we do have three different condition status, right? So based on that, we need to have the value counts. So we want to see the I mean, changes in the furnishing status based on the entries. Okay, how many data are there? Sorry, how many furnishing status are there, and how many houses were there, depending on the category. Okay, so that I'm mentioning the value count. So that this value count will be depending on this furnishing status. If it is semi-furnished, so the how many semi-furnished houses were there, so that count will be there. So based on the count, we'll be having a bar chart. Mention plot and then mention kind. Kind is where we'll be mentioning the type of plot. I'll mention bar here. Tick size. That's it. So see, this is how we'll be creating a bar chart. If you want to mention the label, here already we have a furnishing status. What if we need it for y-axis and the title for the title for the plot? So in that case, we have to mention TLT dot title distribution of furnishing. Then TLT dot X label. X label is for x-axis this title. TLT dot Y label. I mention the count. Then TLT dot show. Okay. It is showing error. Okay. So yeah, the issue is I hope. Okay. So this attribute has to be okay. I forgot to mention by plot. Only then you can able to do this one. Yeah, I forgot to mention the pipe plot here. I think now it works fine. Mm, yeah, see, title is there. Now we have a y-axis label and a x-axis label. So this is how we'll be creating a bar chart. We have other charts also. Okay. So we have like this is a vertical bar chart. So we'll go with the horizontal bar chart. I will copy this dimension H here. This is a horizontal bar chart. Okay. And then okay. This fixed size is all about we'll be giving the size for the graph. Sorry, this plot area. Dimension. If you are changing this, for example, we'll change here. Mm, yeah, now we can able to see the change, right? So this is how we'll be mentioning the fixed size. Here, mention the handle. For change, I'll mention. See, this is how horizontal bar chart look like. So we have other plots also. Histogram. We have box plot. We have, and then yeah, we have scatter plot. So next, I'll go with the histogram. For that, I'll copy this one. For this, what I'll do, instead of maintaining the same column, I'll select the price here. Okay. So what is the price here? We don't want this value count. Plot dimension stuff. Okay. Then I'll give a color for this. So we'll go with color green. That's it. Okay. Yeah. So this is how the histogram will look like. Here we need to have change, right? So there's no difference here. So what I'll do, I'll mention the each color. Each color as black. See? Now you can able to see the change. Next, what I'll do, I'll mention the scatter plot. Okay. df dot same code. It's a little modification. Now what I'll do, I don't need this price here. This price will mention in the code itself. But this syntax is for scatter plot because the scatter plot will be mentioning x and y. So the x1 x equal to area, y equal to price. Sorry. Now, yeah, everything look like okay. Yeah, I don't know the name. Price versus area. X going to mention area, price. Okay. Sorry. Going to mention the scatter here. So sorry. So this is how we'll be mentioning the scatter plot. If you want to change the color, you can go with red. Then we need to have the label, right? What is this red? Red is data point. See, data point is there. We have mentioned the color of the green, sorry, the red. H color is sorry, H color is red, right? You mentioned here, red, yellow. So this is how the scatter plot look like. This is how we'll be plotting the graph based on the package of matplotlib. Okay, we have an enormous option to perform. So we're working on different types of tables and based on the transformation theory, you can perform various operations, various plots. Okay, try to work on it. So in the next video, I'll come up with a project like the topics which I covered in this video and previous video. Combinedly, I'll be creating a project so that you'll have an understanding how to perform and how to use those these topics in the project in Pandas or NumPy, everything. Okay, we'll see in the next video. Thank you.